So there's some rumors, apparently, that Palpatine might be making an appearance in Episode 9. And I could see that being a maybe. There was the early rumor. I'm not sure if memory is correct on that. If it was even a rumor, it might be something that Lucasfilm outright said. But there was the thing I remember that Yoda, as a ghost, is going to appear in Episode 9 and interact with Rey in some fashion. And perhaps having a dark Force ghost of Palpatine, or maybe like some recording of Palpatine's hologram or something to interact with Kylo Ren as a balance between the two, since they seem to very much be kind of tied to each other. I could see something like that happening. So, or they could go full classic Dark Horse Star Wars Dark Empire and have a Palpatine clone pop up. Since J.J. Abrams is back in control and having to write this, there's a lot of little plot seeds of things that he had thrown in The Force Awakens that now he can play with himself, since they got ignored in the last one. And there was a drop-away line of Huck suggesting that maybe they should switch back to using clone troopers. So, their clone technology is still present in the Star Wars universe. And so a Palpatine clone is not out of the question, although I a Force Ghost, or my own thing of maybe some sort of interactive holographic recording he left behind. The whole idea of calling them the First Order, it sounds very much in line of Order 66, of Palpatine had all these various protocols that would go in effect under various circumstances, and the First Order is, upon my death, do this, go off here and do this shit, and then come back. And so, him leaving something behind for the supreme leaders to get their directives from seems like a possible thing to do, to have Palpatine in the last episode. And in some ways, I think it's a mistake for them to even be doing this as trilogies anymore. Just keep making episodes of Star Wars. Hell, occasionally skip a couple chapters and just jump immediately to Episode 15. What happens to episodes 10 through 14? No one gives a fuck. Episode 15 is the next good one. Anyway, there's other rumors. Might as well just go through all the various rumors I've accumulated so far in my brain. Rey might be pregnant with a Force child. I give that one a low scale maybe. I could see them doing something like that, but that'll stir controversy. That's damn for sure. And I don't think J.J. Abrams is really that kind of person. So we'll just have to wait and see. I give that maybe a 40% chance. That apparently it's going to take place 4 years after the events of Episode 8, or 7 and 8, since they're basically all on the same day practically. And that by that time, Kylo Ren, as Supreme Leader of the First Order, is perfectly in charge of the galaxy, and things are actually going really extremely well. And the Resistance is small and shriveled, and no one is listening to them anymore. And they stumble across some sort of slave planet on the Outer Rim, where the First Order has been having all their gear made, or some shit like that, and that's going to tie into them reigniting the rebellion in the galaxy, and it's going to end off with just the beginning of the rebellion probably, and not with any real resolution to the First Order. Thus, like I said, it seems stupid to even be doing this as just this is the end of the Skywalker saga. You shouldn't have tied it so heavily to the Skywalker saga. You gave the idea in a way that these movies would still give us Luke Skywalker's story, and instead Skywalker is kind of a minor character, has been. That's another rumor. There's all these rumors about Luke Skywalker being in Episode 9, and they sound the more than Force Ghost level of being in Episode 9, and that goes with the thing I talked about earlier about the idea that he's somehow Force teleported off of where the hell that damn Waterworld planet was, and went back to Tatooine, and that's why he was seeing the two suns, and finally actually, because J.J. Abrams has carte blanche to do whatever the hell he wants. They trust him over Rian Johnson at this point, probably, because J.J. Abrams' first batting at Star Wars made them a lot of money and did not cause this amount of controversy. So it's just his shows always have had such traditionally bad, wonky endings. But he himself has never been around for the end. He almost always abandons it. He starts things and then goes off to go start something else. He almost never carries through and finishes something. So this is going to be a very unique experience. There's really no precedent to J.J. Abrams' final acts. So, fingers crossed. Oh, screw it. We already know what's going to happen. It's the internet, after all. It's inevitable.